Kia ora, I'm Hannah, and yeah, I just want to detail about something that I observed on Sunday at Zealandia. And I would like to start by just sort of talking about the day. Okay, so it was $2 I generally don't go to too many things that cost more than $10 to $20 because I'm kind of poor. Anyways, I met a French girl at a salsa class on Saturday, and she said, "Hey, there's a $2 day at Zealandia." And I was like, wonderful. She also helped me work on my elocution for a French song that I've just written, which I think I'll sing in another post. It's not quite up to performance level yet, so I'm not ready to present it anyhow. But on to what I want to detail about in this post. Okay, Zealandia. Cool. So I was there with a French girl and her two French friends. Arrived at about 10 a.m. and looked around the forest, and it was generally pleasant. Not a lot of birds, actually. I can hear more birds right now, as in cockers and all sorts of birds just here in my backyard. But yeah, eventually we did spot some birds. Well, I did. I lost them. And there was a cocker feeding time, and there was a bluebell that got in first and was eating the nectar. And this bird was enjoying the nectar, and then a cocker, I think it was a male cocker, kind of rammed her out of the way and went for the nectar. Then a female cocker came and wanted the nectar, and she was trying to get the nectar and was getting a little bit, but then he kept ramming her out of the way to get more nectar. Anyways, this was all quite amusing, and we were all watching this, and there was a bit of commentary from the crowd and stuff like that. Anyways, after watching that, I tooted off and went into the bush a bit further, and then I ate my lunch, and then I decided to exit the park, as in it was slightly raining, and I really felt like I wasn't going to see that many birds. Then I saw a mining notice, and one of the park rangers told me that they had mining there from 1869 to 73, and I thought, wow. Didn't find much gold apparently in the Karori Zealandia mining site. Yeah. Then I went to the cafe and ordered some chips, and was just in the atmosphere, finding it all quite interesting. Started to pour with rain, and I seen a student who I used to teach, and a guitar player. He was working as a waiter there, and that was all quite interesting as well. And I happened to just stay in the venue for about 2 hours because it was just too wet to go anywhere, basically. And yeah, I met a man after about 2 hours who had a plate of chips, and we started talking, and I was expressing myself about the different things that I've done in my life and what my life is like, and he was talking about his life. And yeah, it so happened that he was an engineer who had worked in oil around various parts of the world, and we got to talking about the TPPA and my concerns around the mining in New Zealand. So that brings me to my point, which is the waterways and the concern around the water, the oil, the gas, the resources in New Zealand and the mining of these. Now, while I am for a thriving economy and a thriving farming industry, etc., what I feel as a chiefess in this land is that we need to begin to, as a nation, and continue to, as a nation, to remember the environment before the revenue, in the land. And this was basically the outline of what I was discussing with this new friend that I had made. And then, out of nowhere, a fantail flew inside. And this is, I think, kind of like an allegory for our land. So the fantail flew inside and got caught behind the couch that me and this man were sitting on. And basically it was looking out the window through the rain and was trapped between the window and the couch. And as it managed to fly into there and get trapped, I was like, oh, look, it's John Key as a fantail, because I was talking about the day he signed the TPPA. And it was all quite amusing and quite quirky and strange. And so me and the waiters were trying to help this bird out, basically. And I was larking, it's John Key as a fantail. And I think that's kind of a predicament, really, like after him signing the TPPA. I feel like it's a draft, and that as a nation we should continue to navigate some of the issues around the signing. Namely and particularly, in hindsight, the issues around the resources and resource management. As in this, in my opinion, is tentatively a sticking point for a lot of New Zealanders in the future to come. So much so. So anyways, that's kind of probably all I can detail or want to detail on that in this particular post. But yeah, what do you think? Yeah, I've been kind of thinking about this for about 2 to 3 months, the waterways. And that was all quite symbolic, because Zealandia used to be the main dam supply of water to the Wellington region as well. So the fact that it was pouring with rain on that day and that the fantail got trapped between the couch and the window, I think it's symbolic of our governance as a whole, kind of being caught between the tangata whenua of New Zealand and the, let's say, for the bigger picture, the companies that want to kind of have more access to our resources as a whole. So that's water and the like. Yeah, so much so. So that's an opinion, it's a perspective, and I hope maybe it sheds some light for somebody who may watch this. Yeah, I'm Hannah, and yeah, keep New Zealand green and clean. It's pretty much getting more polluted, but yeah, I hopefully have given you a lamp. Okay. Kakitano. La la la. Cowboy.